Marbella with Him and Her are proud to be sponsored by the friendliest bar in San Pedro, the Hogan Stand. The place for amazing food, live music and sport, karaoke, quizzes, and a welcoming smile. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Check out their Instagram page at the Hogan Stand and at the Hogan Hackers for their golf society.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 88 of Marbella with Him and Her, brought to you by the Hogan Stand. For God's sake, he is a knob.
I'm PJ Lopez and she is...
Oh, Lopez. Hannah Murray. He's found a toy.
It was in the drawer.
Uh-huh.
It's good fun.
Is it?
Getting that out at Christmas.
Oh, God. You could wait till Christmas. Not that I want you to get it out at Christmas. Don't get it out at all, ever. Or the stupid toy. I'm joking, clearly. Clearly, it just sounded good.
You shouldn't be mean to me anyway, because next Wednesday, the 19th, is National Men's Day. And I think you should do nice things for me.
Okay. Like let you play the instrument.
The recorder, I think it's time for that to come out again.
Okay.
And I think you should cook me dinner.
Really? Don't you want a nice day?
Yeah, actually, no, I'll cook myself dinner. In fact, I might just go out on my own. That's probably better.
No, you like my company, just not necessarily my cooking.
It's National Men's Day, so I think I'm allowed to go out on my own.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I think we should start continuing the mushy or mushy peas debate.
Mushy, clearly.
Well, there has been a response to whether it's mushy peas or mushy peas.
I heard one of the responses directly to my inbox.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have decided it's a north-south divide. And bizarrely, you being from the south, you're saying it wrong.
No, but me being from the south and talking...
From where?
The south. And talking proper.
No, because Amy, who's from Ireland, she said mushy. Peter from north of England, he said mushy. No, listen, I can.
Ireland as the north.
No, I know. I'm just that's why I said Ireland, because it's neither a nor. Neither nor, neither or. Peter from the north, he said mushy. Evelyn and Craig. Evelyn from the south, mushy. Craig from the north, mushy. Nikki and Charlie was with them over the weekend. Charlie from the south, mushy. Nikki from the north, mushy. I'm telling you, it's a north-south thing, but you're saying mushy like you're from north of the Watford Gap, and you're not.
Shall we just agree to disagree that I'm right?
You're right if you're from up north. I also looked into, last week I typed into Google, because I look up how to pronounce things all the time on the radio. If there's something I don't know, I look it up beforehand. And I typed in, how do you pronounce mushy peas? And this American woman went round interviewing people and asking people, how do you spell that? How do you pronounce this word? And she'd written down slushy. She'd written down the word pushy. And then when it came to...
I wouldn't say pushy and I wouldn't say slushy.
No. It was just,
That's just silly.
No, I know.
There's no comparison.
It was just an experimental way of looking at the English language, and words that are spelt the same aren't necessarily pronounced the same. So everyone said slushy was pronounced slushy, pushy was pronounced pushy, but then when it came to mushy peas, most people were saying mushy in her video. And then one guy said mushy, and she was like, oh my God, and she was blown away that he said mushy, but he was also from the south.
It's an interesting thing, the English language.
It really is.
Worcestershire, Gloucestershire, Cirencester.
Wasn't that spelled completely differently?
All right, so forget the shears. Worcester.
Bath.
Worcester, Gloucester, Cirencester. So all the others say ster, so they don't say Gloucester, because it's spelled Gloucester.
Oh, I see.
Worcester is spelled Worcester.
Yeah.
Cirencester is spelled Cirencester, but they say Cirencester, not Cirencester.
Wow.
Why?
That is because the English language is weird.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
So there we go. We'll leave it at that. There was an Insta reel that I shared earlier this week, which also showed a distinct difference from two groups of people. But this one, I think it's a male-female thing. So it was a video that Nikki sent me, funny enough, and it showed men and women trying to do this thing. So it had a quite a fast beat in the background and a sequence of numbers going across the screen. It wasn't actually moving. It just had in small letters 5, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 4, like that. And it was that kind of speed. speed, and it showed somebody in the video putting up the amount of fingers that it said on the screen to the beat. So it was the speed of like 5, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 1, 3, that kind of speed. The woman could do it, the man couldn't. So I tried to do it, and I did it. And then you tried to do it and we're all over the place.
I think you sped it up when it came to me.
No, I didn't.
I'm sure
I
you
also
did.
had a message from Louise who said it's clearly a male-female thing because she could do it.
So far this episode, we've had a north-south divide and a male-female divide
Yes,
as well.
but we're very inclusive.
Yes, aren't we just?
Talking of inclusive, we have the Del Sol Singers over at ours again on Tuesday night for rehearsal, and they're coming over again next Tuesday. Atalaya keep kicking us out.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
What's not good? Are them coming to our house?
No. Atalaya kicking you out.
Yes.
So I wasn't here for the full session last week because I went to get a gas bottle, but they didn't have the gas bottle in their local garage. Garage, do you know how I said that? And I've asked this as well around. And
everyone said garage, what
yes,
I said.
Garage.
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 You say garage.
Garage. You said garage when you just said
No,
it.
I said
And I
garage.
thought, eventually.
I just said garage.
Okay.
It was closed. No, it wasn't closed. What am I saying? They didn't have any. So I ended up having to go up the Ronda Road. And knowing that you were all there singing, I might have taken my time.
Did you go to a pub?
No, I just drove very slowly.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you enjoyed our singing. This sounds really bad. It's not a good advert
you're great
for
singers.
us.
You're excellent singers. I'm just bored of Christmas already.
Okay. You did an interesting thing this week. Inga Hunter, who is one of the amazing women.
I like the way she says her name. She says, it's like Minga without the... So it's Inga, not Inga.
Oh, yeah, Minga.
So
Inga.
she says it's Minga without the M.
Okay, Inga. Inga Hunter, who is one of the amazing women who did the Goa trip in India across in tuk-tuks. And she runs a company called Clue Labs. And it's all to do with social media, digital marketing, the kind of stuff that you do.
Yes, and it was very important what she was doing this Zoom call about. And it's all about a massive, massive change in all social media. And it's given a nickname, it's called Andromeda, and it just means that everything we used to do no longer works. So if you've got Instagram, and you may have noticed when you're scrolling through your feed now, you don't see many of the people you follow. What you do get is Instagram suggesting people that you should follow. So it's lots of suggestions and lots of content from people that you have no idea who they are. And that's because it's all AI based now. So it's looking at what you may have done, what you've interacted with, what you've done on other things, and giving you content related to that. And as soon as you stop, maybe watch something for a little bit longer or interact with it, press it, watch it properly, you will then get loads and loads of content just related to that for a short period of time.
I've already noticed that, actually.
Yeah. And also if you're a business and you're using it for trying to grow, if you don't post within 3-day windows, then you're going to become invisible as well. So a lot has changed massively. I do recommend actually following her on Instagram because she is a guru at this stuff. Her family are software engineers or software architects. So she comes from both sides. So she's very, very clever at the software side, which is why she loves to dig down into the algorithm. And then she's found... So, but again, have a look on ChatGPT or whatever, look up Andromeda and you'll get tons of information about it.
Yeah, she's really knowledgeable and she's posting content all the time, letting people know all the changes that are happening. So if you use social media for your business, or if you're really active on social media yourself, just to promote yourself and whatever you're doing, it's really worth finding out about these new changes.
It's not about engagement. It's not about likes and follows and stuff anymore. It's basically about discovery, which is SEO, for want of a better word. And you're training the AI bot or algorithm to understand what you do and what you should be showing for. So it's training.
So yeah, Inga Hunter, that's INGE, and her company is called Clue Labs. So definitely worth a follow. A couple of interviews that I want to mention that I did on Talk Radio Europe last week. We had the lovely Steven Saunders on, Chef Steven Saunders, who we've known for years, haven't we? We've been to his restaurant, the Geranium in Cala, many times.
Yes, and he did some training for me. He was my guru and taught me some stuff because you booked me, well, a few of you booked me.
Wasn't me, it was some
a few
of our friends
for one of my big birthdays. Booked me a training course or a cooking course with him, which was great. And it ended up being quite different to what it was going to be. It was meant to be like a few people in a big sort of commercial kitchen learning, There was some sort of roadworks going on at his commercial kitchen, so he couldn't do it there. And then other people cried off after that. So it was just a one-on-one session with me and Steven Saunders, which was amazing.
Oh, great. And his restaurant, I'll have to say, in Cala, the Geranium it's called, it's won various awards recently. It's been voted one of the top 25 restaurants in Spain. And I can see why. It's great what he does. When he first opened, he did tasting menus for €49, and he promised to always keep that going. So he's introduced various other menus that are a bit more expensive depending on the ingredients and things that he's cooking with, but he still does every month a €49 tasting menu, which is fantastic value.
Yeah, we went to one in London, funny enough, called Six by Nico. And it's a very similar concept to that. Six by Nico is also sort of like somewhere where you can go and get these amazing tasting menus, amazing sort of Michelin star style food.
That was in Canary Wharf, wasn't
Well, they've got them all over, and they've now got one in Santander.
Oh, okay.
So they're opening up all over, and they theme it. It might be Italian week or space or whatever it is, and a whole menu around that. It's Six by Nico because it's 6 dishes. And they're normally about £39. So, yeah, that's a very good price as well.
So I had Steven Saunders on because he'd been promoting on social media that he's offering his cooking classes, because he does a great cooking classes for young people, for people of any age. But he's specifically putting out an appeal that he wants to offer some cooking classes to pensioners, and in particularly widows or widowers. And this came about because his father, who has been widowed himself for a number of years, said to Steven, how do I make soup? I want to make a proper soup for something. And Steven said that he has taught his dad a fair bit of cooking over the years, but realised that maybe he hadn't done enough, and he felt really bad. He felt really guilty that maybe he hadn't dedicated enough time to pass on his knowledge and skills to his father. And he suddenly thought, gosh, there must be a lot of elderly people out there, particularly those who have been widowed, who live on their own, who don't know how to cook basic things. And I said to him in the interview, particularly if you've got a couple who have been together for 50 years, and for argument's sake, let's say the woman always did the cooking, when the wife dies, the man is left on his own and will not have a clue how to do anything because she's done it the whole time.
I think in the main, it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
I think so. That sort of, his parents' age, and possibly my parents' age and your parents' age, are a certain generation that maybe the guys or the men didn't do as much cooking back then. It was very much led by the female, so they didn't have a need to. I mean, my dad, bless him, when he was alive, could just about cook beans on toast, and if he did, he probably burnt it. I mean, he literally couldn't cook. Whereas I think people our age and younger have a passion and a love for cooking. It's not just a chore. Yeah. It's something we enjoy. It's a hobby. It's something creative to present to people, and it's become a lot more en vogue.
So anyway, it was lovely to have him on to promote this, and he said that he was really surprised that he hadn't had much interest thus far. He said that a guy got in touch with him who said, did he say he just won the lottery or something? No, he sold his business. He was saying to Stephen, oh yeah, I'd really like to learn to cook. I sold my business recently for 6.5 million or something like that. Stephen was thinking, you're not exactly the candidate I want.
Yeah, just hire someone to cook for you.
Exactly. So if you know anyone who is of a certain age, particularly somebody who is widowed and lives on their own and really needs some help on how to cook.
Just noting down, present for Hannah's dad.
Oh, no, don't be silly. He's great. He cooked for my mum for years.
Yeah, he did. He's a very good cook. He became more creative, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he discovered flavours.
Yes, but it's really nice for him. I'm really happy for him now that he's with Sheila, because she's a great cook. So he
doesn't cook anymore again.
So he's relaxed a bit, which is really nice for him. So yes, definitely get in touch with Steven Saunders at the Geranium in Cala if you want more information on that. Someone else I spoke to this week was Lady Fiona, who is the 8th Lady of Carnarvon, and she lives in and runs Highclere Castle, which is where Downton Abbey is filmed.
Now, bizarrely, I was looking through something and I saw her appear today, and it wasn't on TRE. It was either on the BBC or I don't know why she's in the news.
She has a new book out,
but she's in the news. I don't think it's for a new book. Something's happened. I don't know what it's.
Well, you're worrying me now.
No, but anyway, I'll have to look that up now.
Okay. So it was great to speak to her because I'm a big fan of Downton Abbey, and we did it on Zoom. So she was in one of the many rooms because I can't remember how many rooms she said the place had, but we were talking about what it was like to live in such a vast property. You know, there's always something to do. Obviously, she has a number of staff. She's not running around doing it all, but she's still very active in the running of the property. It's open to the public. She said they're already getting ready for Christmas. They've got, I can't remember how many Christmas trees she said, but lining the driveway and also all around the property. So they're all getting ready for Christmas. So it's very exciting, but lovely chatting with her and getting a bit of an insight into what it's like to live in such a property like that.
Can you imagine what it's like living somewhere? I mean, I can't. It's just so big. It's like, what room should we sleep in tonight? I mean, it's crazy.
I wanted to mention, because I thought it would be interesting to get some opinions from our listeners on you dyeing your hair.
Oh, shit, I didn't know you were going to say that on air.
Yeah, you did. I asked you if we could talk about it. So, I love your hair. You have dark hair. You've always had dark hair.
Yeah, and I want to go blonde.
You've got grey coming...
Or ginger, what do you think?
Stop it. You've got grey coming through, and obviously over the years there's more and more grey. It's the kind of salt and pepper look, which women find attractive. I love your hair, but you want to literally take all the grey out and dye it black.
Yeah, I want to see what I look like with dark hair again. I'm not liking the amount of grey coming through. I'm with you if there's a little bit of fleck and everything, but it seems to be going beyond the fleck.
But if you dye your hair, you'll take away all the fleck.
That's all right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh.
Stop staring at my head.
I'm nervous for you.
Why?
But what if it looks weird?
What colour would your hair be if you didn't dye it?
Like a darker strawberry blonde?
I think it'd be brown, looking at those roots.
Oh, stop it. What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, you do it, so why can't I?
No, you can. You absolutely can.
Question for you. In the next few years, if your roots weren't dark anymore, they were grey, what would
I do have a little bit of a grey root on top of my head, top in the middle.
Okay, so would you embrace that?
No, because it's one tiny bit in my hair. But if I had it everywhere, at some stage I might. I'm not sure. If you just have one little bit, because my mum had one grey bit at the front for a while, so she liked to colour that. So I get it when it's not even, but yours is incredibly even. It's really
the front
stylish.
Bit, I do have a bit of a white bit on the fringe on the top, which is more white. So when I have the long quiffy bit, that's very grey.
I don't notice it. I think it's lovely. But if you want to do it to feel more comfortable,
my head.
Oh, stop it! I'm not allowed to touch you. If you want to do it, then do it. But I'd love to hear the thoughts of our listeners, both male and female, whether the male think, oh, for God's sake, or...
If it is a yes, what colour?
Oh, no, the only option is...
No, the highest vote, I'm going to do it.
Don't you dare say that. Everyone will come through saying, like, orange or green or...
But it's got to be a proper hair colour.
Orange.
How many people have a natural orange hair?
Nicole Kidman.
That's red.
Well, define red, orange, ginger. It's always orange, isn't it? I'm just being silly by not saying the word ginger, but we'll see what happens with that. We have been watching and really enjoying Squid Game The Challenge. It's series 2. If you watched Squid Game, you know it's quite a full-on serious TV series. Well, this is a kind of reality version of it.
They don't really kill them.
Exactly, they don't really kill people.
We don't think.
But they pretend like you still get shot, but it's like paintballing kind of shot. But it's really, really good. And the person who's left, the winner, gets like $4.5 million. It's an insane prize, considering a lot of the shows we watch, the winner gets like 10 grand, or pointless, you might even get $1,000. I mean, it's
pointless. You get a trophy if you're lucky, and maybe 150 quid or something.
Exactly.
Right?
So 4.5 million is absolutely insane. But there's been some really interesting and bizarre characters. So there's a guy in there who was, because they do like little talking head sections where you can see someone on their own just talking a little bit about themselves, so you get a bit of background and context to who they are. And there was this one guy who said that he has 2 mums and he's been brought up by 2 women, and he said, you know, he loves it, he's really close to them, and it was quite a while before he realised that it wasn't normal to be brought up by 2 mums, because you only know what you know. know when you're brought up. And he said that obviously it was through sperm donation, and he's in a WhatsApp group chat with 150 half siblings because he started to research and discovered that through sperm donation he has half siblings all around the country, and there's 150 of them. I thought that was incredible.
Do you know, I nearly considered being a sperm donor once. You got money for it.
Why didn't you then?
Oh, I thought it would be a bit of a wanker.
That's the idea.
But no, yeah, I didn't get quite that desperate enough for the money. I'm not saying that, because people that do it, fantastic, good, you know, giving up your bodily fluids for the help of other people. I think the problem is now that there's a right to know who your sperm donor is. So I think back then a lot of people did it anonymously, saying, well, why not? I've got some sperm, I'll give it up and it might help some people. And it sort of backfired a little bit in terms of people now hunting them, not hunting them down, but tracking them down is the right
people
word.
Want to know. People want to know who their real father is.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but like that one person has had 150, I was going to say had a hand in. In 150 children.
Yeah.
Oh no, that sounds wrong.
That's terrible. Take your hand away from the children.
Right, move on to a different story. I think we've done that one.
Oh, Christ. There was also a woman who had to build a house of cards, you know, where you get two cards to balance in a triangular shape, and then put one on top and then balance another two. And we were absolutely crying with laughter.
Why she chose it? Why did she choose that?
Her hands were shaking so much. It was
more than shaking. I mean, it was literally, they were like moving like a foot each up and down.
It was ridiculous. And she'd like folded the cards.
Oh, they were in a right state.
Oh, it was.
And then she said to them,
rewinding it because we were laughing so much.
And she said to her team, she said, maybe I should have told you that I have a shaking problem. And we're like,
and they were like, you think? There was another guy who said if he wins, and he was deadly serious, and we looked at each other and burst out laughing. He said, if I win this whole thing, if I end up with $4.5 million in the bank, I want a new tooth.
Oh, yes.
And I want my own Burger King.
Yeah.
And he said it without laughing.
No,
and we were like, is that all you can think of?
He's dreaming
Is that the dream?
That's
a new
the dream.
tooth
and a Burger King.
To own your own Burger King.
So he can eat as much burger and chicken nuggets as he can.
With his new tooth.
With his new tooth, because he wouldn't be able to eat them if he didn't have the new tooth.
There was another guy, and this seems, I mean, it sounds like we're taking the piss now. This guy...
We are taking the piss.
No, but I mean, this really happened. This guy was talking about how much he likes orange juice. And he was saying, like, I really, really like orange juice. I drink it every day and I really get a lot from it. And, you know, if I won this, I'd get a year's supply of orange juice. And again, he was deadly serious. Yeah. And we were like, where do they find these people?
They don't need 4.5 million, do they, really?
No.
I think give them a couple of £100 and they'll be fine.
I know. And there's a guy in it who is just, but I don't want to say because people might not have watched it yet, but there's a guy in it who just told one person that he's a poker player and he won 6.5 million in a poker tournament.
And he thought that telling them would be a good thing, and they're like, what the hell are you doing in here?
Money then. I mean, just stupid.
But any chance to vote him out, he's gone. And well, not vote him out, but you can influence how people go.
Yeah. So on Friday night, we both went to a fabulous party. They were just different parties in different countries.
Yes.
You went to the 50-year anniversary gala of the International Theatre Studio at El Gamonal.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to El Gamonal in San Pedro, you can actually go there and eat. So I highly recommend that. It's a very traditional, beautiful setting, really good food, very well served, very good service. We haven't actually eaten there other than parties, but we have been to a few parties there. And again, the food was superb. I had pork in a pepper sauce.
Nice.
We had mixed starters, and I actually sort of lost track after that. We might have had pudding, but I can't remember.
Because you had copious amounts of wine included in the price. So
within the price, while you were eating, was free-flowing wine. And it flowed a lot quicker than I expected.
El Gamonal is on the road up to La Quinta. It's certainly not walking distance, really, from San Pedro.
No, yes, you have to get a taxi
ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, great food, great venue. I went to the UK. I went to London for one night to go to the Bollywood Ball, which was the premiere of the Let's Goa documentary that was filmed and edited together by Sam Teal Productions. A guy called Sam and Taylor were filming when we were there and put the whole thing together, edited it into a documentary film. And it was amazing. So they're desperately trying to get it into Netflix or Channel 4 or Amazon Prime. So if anyone has any contacts, please let me know.
It's definitely worthy of being on something like that. It was a really interesting watch, an emotional watch. I mean, you being part of it anyway, were in tears again because it brought it all back and the whole reason you did it and these sort of emotions you went through while you were doing it. And for me watching it, knowing that you'd gone through that, it was also emotional to see the other side of it, because obviously I only got snippets from you of what had been going on and what happened. Yeah, it was lovely to see the whole thing put together and what it meant to everybody. And I think that is the thing, the amazing things that people can still do. And obviously the sisterhood are renowned for doing these sort of things, big charity events to help people that wouldn't naturally get that help from other charities. So I think it's an amazing thing that they did. Watch it for sure, and make sure it gets onto the main screen because it's worthy of it.
If you just go to YouTube, you can type in Let's Goa and then put in Sam Teal Productions, Sam, and then Teale Productions. I think we just put in Sam Teal, actually. Let's Goa, Sam Teal, and you'll find it that way. But if you want me to message you the link, or we can put it up on the show notes as well.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the show notes because I think it should be watched by everybody.
And we had some lovely food as well. It was a big Indian banquet, so we had shared starters and shared main or Indian food, and we got to catch up with people. I mean, most of the people there I haven't seen since the trip in March. A lot of them get together fairly regularly because they all live in the UK, so they constantly go to each other's events and festivals and things like that. But obviously I can't because I'm in Spain, but I did fly over literally just for this party, which was amazing.
A couple of people have been over, haven't they?
Yeah,
we met up with Kath when she came over. You were meant to meet, but I think you were ill. I think something happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
you were meant
Jill was over.
Yeah, so she's featured quite a lot in this series
she
as well.
was a big character.
Yeah, because she was at Ocean Club when she came over. You were going to join her there. And we're hoping to meet up with some others that you sat with at the
Yes,
dinner.
They're coming over here for New Year's Eve. So it's Kelly who runs Nixie Body, which they make these knickers.
Well, it's an amazing story that she's got as well, because she's got a venue now in Regent Street as part of a sort of all-female sports shop, essentially. So,
and her
really
husband
cool.
is called Paul, and he's a Crystal Palace fan.
Yes, so we are growing in number, apparently.
There's another one to add to the list. I wanted to mention, actually, Malaga Airport, because they have e-gates now. And as one would expect, it's not clear, it's not signposted. Nobody knows what they're doing, what queue they're supposed to be on. I queued up for the normal, it said all passports, and it had a picture of the Union Jack and the Moroccan flag. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that. And when I got through, I asked the guy, what's the difference between this and the e-gates? Because there was loads of British tourists that were queuing up with me. And I was thinking, I'm sure the British tourists should be going through the e-gates. And he said that as a resident of Spain, which I am, I've got a British passport and a TIE card. He said at the moment, you can't go through the e-gates with your TIE.
So we're penalised,
It is,
basically.
Yeah, it is just for tourists, people who don't live in Spain. But he said that will change. So if you're not a resident of Spain, you can use the e-gate.
Only if you've done your biometric data at the airport.
Which you can do at the airport, yeah.
Which was interesting. So you said that this isn't actually by passport control. They have various points around the airport, outside shops and cafes and things where you can record your biometric data so that when you've done that, you're ready to go through the e-gate rather than
But
QR.
again, it's not labelled, it's not clear. There's no big sign saying, please register your data here, and then you can go through the e-gate further on, which is a lot quicker. It doesn't say that.
No, well, the whole thing has been a disaster. I mean, I think it's over a year late anyway from when it was meant to roll out. It's just that the EU have not got it together at all. And I reckon in the future, they'll probably scrap it again.
Don't, with all that cost. I didn't book a seat on either flight because I was on my own, so it didn't really matter. And on the way back, coming back to Spain, I was really near the front, which was perfect. But on the way there, I was literally right at the back, the very final row near the toilets, which didn't really bother me until I sat down and realised there were no windows at the back of the plane. And I'm not really claustrophobic, but I did feel a bit claustrophobic there. When the pilot said 40 minutes to landing, seats for all cabin crew, please sit down, or whatever he says, I knew that we were about 40 minutes to landing. And the next thing I knew, boom, boom, we'd landed. And I had no idea, I had no concept of how much further towards the ground we were, because you could, even if you haven't got the window seat, you can kind of lean forward a bit and see where you are. But with no windows, I had no clue. So it was a real shock when we landed. Didn't like that at all.
Well, think yourself lucky you landed at all.
Well, yes.
Well, no. So, as you said, I went to a party on Friday, and Spencer, who was at the party, flew in, and he was flying into Malaga. It was the night before, Thursday night. Except he didn't get to Malaga. He was diverted to Valencia.
Gosh.
Then they had to sit on the tarmac or whatever they did in Valencia for ages, refuel, and then they came back to Malaga. And I've been reading some stuff at Gibraltar Airport as well, the amount of diversions. Even today, flights have been diverted. But the interesting one was a flight was diverted to Malaga last night, and they basically left the passengers to make their own way to Gibraltar. They weren't bussed down there.
Oh, that's terrible.
They weren't given accommodation. They were just said, here you go, you're out, and you've got to make your way to Gibraltar. We'll reimburse you for any travel expenses. But that's fine if people have enough money on them or in their account or whatever to travel or find a hotel for the night. If they didn't, what the hell are they meant to do?
Yeah.
That was absolutely disgusting.
It cost well over €100 to get a taxi from Malaga to Gibraltar. It's not like it's 20
then you've got to get
quid.
reimbursed. And I can guarantee it's going to take weeks to get back from someone like EasyJet.
Oh,
I thought they were meant to make sure they got you to the destination that you were meant to get to, whether that's a taxi, a coach, or if not, they provide you accommodation and get you there the following day. But they did none of that. They just left them.
That's disgusting. Well, I do count myself lucky. Until I got to London, it's so bloody expensive. I mean, so expensive. I know I was with Nikki and she likes nice things, so we go to nice places.
You like nice things as well. So you had some hot chocolate, didn't you?
Yes, we had.
But it wasn't normal hot chocolate, was it?
It was Ralph Lauren hot chocolate in Sloane Square.
Hot chocolate.
For £6.90. It was lovely. It really was. I mean, London in Christmas with all the lights. I mean, we didn't go to Oxford Street or anything like that, but we did meet in Sloane Square. But the Gatwick Express, literally 3 stops was £24. And I remember...
That used to be 15 quid.
I know. I was going to say, I remember paying like £28 return.
Yeah, that's gone up a lot.
£24 one way. And it's literally 3 stops. And then when I got off at Victoria, I got a cab to Sloane Square.
That 3 stops?
Oh,
Gatwick Express should be Gatwick to Victoria, no stops.
No, it stops at East Croydon.
And that's not the Gatwick Express.
It was the Gatwick Express.
Wow. So you're not even on an express anymore.
No, it was the Gatwick Express, and it stops at 3 places. It's East Croydon, Clapham Junction. I think that's it.
But that would be the normal train from Gatwick. That wouldn't be the Gatwick Express. I know you're saying it's Gatwick Express, but that wouldn't have been the Gatwick Express of old. That would have only gone between Gatwick and Victoria, hence Gatwick Express.
Yeah. There were loads of train stations that it didn't stop at. The Express is just stopping at those. Now, it obviously didn't used to be, but it did. I asked
charge
the guy
you more
when
and
I got
stop more.
Yeah.
Right.
So that wasn't good. Wagamama in the airport. I know you expect to pay more in the airport, but just to give people an idea, I had a chicken noodle dish, a glass of wine and a water, and it was £29. So, you know, you do 100 quid by just travelling somewhere and having a bite to eat. It goes so quickly.
Yeah, I think it's just airports as well in general. I don't think you can compare the airport to the rest of the UK. We know when we go to places like Wetherspoons, you can get some really good deals.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And there is a Wetherspoons at the airport, but it's completely different prices.
Oh, right.
So it's not quite the same.
I didn't actually see. I know there is in Gatwick, but I didn't actually see it in Heathrow. Otherwise, I would have gone there.
Yeah, but I went to Malaga to collect you, and I thought, oh, well, now I'm going to have a coffee. And then I looked, and a flat white was €4.95, and I thought, I'm not paying €5 for a coffee, and it's going to be crap coffee anyway. So I didn't have one. I know it sounds a bit Scroogey, but I'm not going to pay that.
It is a bit crazy how much things have gone up. We have had Storm Claudia. I arrived...
Claudia.
Oh, come on. Claudia. We know a Claudia.
Okay, I'll go with you on that one.
Some people do call themselves Claudia, but in general it's Claudia. Ridiculous rainstorms. We had to drive very carefully on the way home. We decided to take the motorway in case there was lots of traffic, and we were scarily close to being involved in an accident. It had obviously just happened, and today we've been watching video footage of what actually happened, and it is frightening.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon we were about 30 seconds behind what happened.
Yeah.
And that's nothing. That could be me going slightly faster in one stage or slightly faster in another stage, and we could have been right in the middle of it. But basically, a car on the other side of the road from us was going down the wrong way on the toll road. And how they managed that, I've no idea at all. But they were heading on to traffic. And of course, they hit a car pretty much head on.
It was head on, yeah.
And we saw the aftermath of that. The car was in the central roadway. So
it looked like it had come off from our part of the road, because I said, what have they hit? It wasn't clear what they'd hit, but they'd hit something on the other side of the road and clearly span round. And we had to really slow down really quite quickly. It literally was just up ahead. I said, look at all these cars up ahead, all slow down. You could see the emergency lights were on, the warning lights. And then on our side of the road, there was at least 4 or 5 cars that had pulled over.
And they were running across the road.
And they were literally,
so
running across the motorway to rescue
and they were
these
we could see
people.
them trying to open the doors.
Yeah, trying to pull
One
these
woman had
people out of the
stumbled out
car.
and she was all dazed. And we could see that there was the side of the car was caved in and there was another woman trapped inside. We've read since that they were all women over the age of 45 in the car. And I'm not sure who and in what car. It might have been the other car. But they're all injured and one seriously. So how awful is that?
We were close to stopping, but there was, as I say, 4, 5, if not 6 cars that had stopped, and everybody was helping.
Nothing more we could have done. And they were calling the emergency services. There was at least 3 or 4 guys that were trying to help and get people out. So I'm not sure we could have done anything else other than just stand there and watch, really, which isn't what we wanted
don't
to
want to do that. It was shocking, really shocking to see. And when we'd gone past it, we had no idea that there was a car over the other side of the road. I just assumed that they'd lost control because of the rain. You know, you have to be so careful on the wet road. So I was like, oh, please, let's slow down, let's drive safely. I mean, you do anyway. But then we literally saw this video. You can see it on the Surrey English website. Someone was obviously filming on our side of the road this black car going on the opposite direction, and then in his video you can see the head-on collision at speed of this white car going into the black car, and it was the white car that had obviously spun round right in front of us.
Before we go on to Surrey English articles, I was out and about today in San Pedro. I wanted to go to the supermarket, so for the last 2 weeks I've gone to Carrefour, the normal Carrefour up in Cortico Blanco.
Yeah.
And it's been open. I was there last week and I think I was there the week before, just to get cat food and a few bits. I thought, wow, this is really cool that it's open on a Sunday. So I went there today and it was closed. And it's like, what criteria is it to be open and closed? I mean, it's been open since the summer and the last few weeks, and then today it's closed. So I couldn't get any of the things that I expected to be able to get. And of course, no supermarkets are open on a Sunday in this area until you get into sort of what they call convenience stores. So there's a Carrefour Express that's open in San Pedro High Street. So I ended up going there and popped into the new supermarket, the Asian supermarket called Chen. Is it Chen?
I think so, something like that.
Yes, and oh my God, they have so much in there.
It's great, isn't it?
So it's not Indian food. There's no Indian spices and things like that. It's all Thai, Korean, Japanese and Chinese. But anything you can imagine from those countries. So I've bought some of that super hot noodles. Buldak. So anyway, I've got some of those to try. I've already eaten the wasabi crisps. They were nice. And I've got a few different things. But anyway, while I was walking around San Pedro, and we've noticed over the last few weeks, more and more gourmet coffee shops popping up. So there's a proper coffee culture now in San Pedro. And it's something that we noticed when we were in Bucharest. Coffee culture there is huge. So it really has hit here with new ones like, I think it's Good. There's Roasted, which is just around the corner from the Paradiso. Is it the Paradiso Beauty Clinic?
Yeah.
On that side there's one called Roasted. And there's a new one that's just opened in the place of the Hammam. And it's no longer a Hammam. It's now called Nama. And it's a coffee/matcha house.
Oh, nice.
So that's open now as well. And there's a new one on the corner where we are, which will be our closest coffee place, called Cult.
You need to take some time off work, because otherwise I'm going to be trying all these places on my own and you're going to be moaning.
No, we need to do weekends. So okay. I've actually put up on the San Pedro guide, I put a few up there just saying that the coffee culture is headed here. And I think we're going to have to do Secret Shopper.
Okay.
We're going to have to go in, try coffees, and we're going to have the same coffee in each one. Otherwise, you don't get a true understanding of the differences. And we'll look at the service, the coffee, how good it is, what else you get with it, or if you don't, and just generally the price as well. And we will report back on our findings.
Yes, that would be fun. We wanted to mention as well this warning, if you haven't read yet, if you are living in Spain, or I suppose if you're just, no, you won't need it if you hire a car. If you live in Spain and drive in Spain, then there is a rule from the 1st of January next year, so coming up very, very soon. You would have always needed to have a triangle.
Well, you needed two, didn't you?
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, the triangle in your car in case you have an accident and you need to put the triangle out on the road. That is a legal requirement. Until the 1st of January, that triangle is being swapped with these V16 lights. Now, there's specific requirements attached to these lights. So they need to be V16 lights, DGT 3.0, and they need to have a GPS system which is connected to the DGT. So make sure they have all of these things. You will get a fine of up to €200 if you don't have these lights. I've seen them available in Aldi and Lidl and things like that, but just make sure that they have all those specific requirements. We have a video on our website at work, tre.radio, that shows you everything you need. And there's also a link as well from our website, so you can buy them from there. And they definitely have all the requirements you need. So just make sure that you're buying the right thing.
Yeah, I think Aldi and Lidl both have them for $34.99, don't they? So they're quite expensive when you compare them to the warning triangles you had. And what happened is a lot of people jumped out and got these quite early on as soon as they announced it. Those ones are no longer valid because they're too old. They're not 3.0, so they've now got to buy a new one. And the other requirement is that they must be kept inside the car. So it's got to be in your glove compartment, basically. Otherwise,
where else are you going to put them?
In the boot.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be in the car.
Okay.
So you've got to be able to put it on the car before you get out, essentially. Almost like a policeman, put it on the top of the roof.
Okay. A couple of articles to mention from the Sur in English. Malaga Airport sets a new record with the average of 83,116 passengers per day in October. That's a total of 2.5 million passengers passing through in the last month, bringing the total so far this year to over 23.3 million. That's incredible.
That's a lot of people.
Isn't it?
I like that on average, 83,116.
Yeah, it's not really average, is it? I thought
that's quite precise.
Quite specific, yeah. There was also a piece that I thought was interesting. Twitter has been slapped with a €5 million fine by the regulator in Spain for advertising financial scams without verifying their legality. You don't really see cases like this much because we're always talking about things that are shared on social media and how is that allowed to happen. So I thought this was quite a good thing.
Yeah, I think Twitter in particular, or X as it's now called, it's not really called Twitter, they don't seem to have a lot of things in place to stop any content, to be honest. It's still quite a cesspit of information. There's still some very nasty people on there. People are bullying people on there. People are being quite nasty in comments to people. And there doesn't seem to be any control over that. Whereas Meta have tried to do something about it. Not brilliantly, but they do. If you report it on Meta, then these accounts can be taken down quite quickly. But saying that, I see so many scams on Facebook as well. And it's quite clearly a scam or pretending to be somebody else. And I don't know how they get through. Being somebody that has to put adverts out there for our clients and getting some rejected sometimes on the most bizarre things, and then seeing someone advertising something that's clearly a scam, it's like, how does that get through? And yet our legitimate advert doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's very strange how these things go.
Very weird. Well, that is it from us. Please do follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you click follow and then you'll be notified of each new episode. Please do tell your friends and family about us. Give us a review online if you can. And you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Radio Hannah.
I'm PJ Lopez 1 Marbella. Our sponsors are at The Hogan Stand.
And the San Pedro Guide is at San Pedro Marbella.
And it's goodbye from her.
Oh no, it's the wrong way round. I don't like it. And
Why?
It's good because it feels weird.
Yeah, but it's National Man's Day on the 16th, so I think I can lead this one.
So lead it for me to say goodbye first. Surely it should be the other way round. You're first. And it's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from me. It's a National Man's Day. I can be. It's all about me.